Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. So tomorrow we have TISSNET, and this is a special session for like current affairs. The last session before the examination, just to quickly run through some of the current affairs. And we've already had some sessions in the last few days. Last left to TISSNET. So today also we are going to have a session on this. It will be a sort of quiz wherein a questionnaire in the questionnaire form. I'll be taking up some questions which I believe are relevant for the examination, and you might encounter some of these questions. Right? So, see, you cannot guarantee what can be asked in general awareness, right? But yes, if you know that what are the probable things, that definitely makes things easy for you, right? So we are going to see some questions in today's session, right? So welcome to the session, and please do watch the entire session and answer the questions. And these are the things we have been discussing recently, and you saw that in the last few days we discussed some of the things, so the questions have been taken up from this. Right, so good evening, Deepika, Sunanda, Mohammed, Farhan, and everyone else whosoever is present for the session. So let's start with it. Okay, here's the first question. Which of the following sports is not matched correctly with the sport? Which of the following players is not matched correctly with the sport? Now, this might look a static question, right? Why are they asking about sports and sports persons? But these are some of the players who represented India in the Olympics and the Paralympics. Okay, and all these are Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna awardees. As I told you that you should go through the names of Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna awardees, right? So these are all the players who participate, who were the awardees. So maybe a question like that might be put up to you. So these questions appear to be a static question, but these are current players. They're not asking some players who used to play before. These are all current players. So which of the following players is not matched correctly with the sport? And these are all Olympians and Paralympians who brought laurels to the country, and all these are uh, Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna awardees. So Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award was renamed to Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna awardees. So all these are among those. So this year 12 awards were given, and these all four belong to that category. So can you answer which of the following is not matched correctly? How many of you know the answer to this? Okay, so D, all of you say D, and Abhay says that Pramod Bhagat is related to badminton. Yes. So Shrideep PR, hockey, correct. Pramod Bhagat is related to badminton. So that is not matched correctly. Right. So he is a Paralympic player. Okay, and Avni Lekra also is a Paralympian in shooting, and these two I'm sure Srijit PR is a hockey player, and Lovelina is a boxer. Okay, so that is not matched. All right, so let's look at the next question. The Nobel Prize in Literature 2021 award was awarded to which of these persons? So Nobel Prize in Literature. I told you that Nobel Prize is also important, right? Every year you do have questions from Nobel laureates in one or the other of the examinations, right? So we discussed the list, right? So you could have gone through the list. Now, literature, there was only one person who received the prize, right? There were multiple people, right? The answer is Abdul Razak Gurna. He is a Tanzanian author. He's from Tanzania. They might ask his country also. If there is a single prize winner, okay, if there is single individual, then please read about his country, his or her country. Okay, if there are multiple, you can remember just one of the names. Okay, so others were also Nobel laureates. This was in peace, this was in physics, this was in, I think, medicine. Abdul Razak Gurna from Tanzania in literature. Okay, so if it is an individual, definitely you will be you can be asked. Which of the following three states observed their 50th year of formation on 21st January 2022? If you attended my session, which was held 2 3 days back, we discussed this. Right? We discussed that there were three states which celebrated their 50th year of formation. Yeah, so we shall have continue to have Menti quiz, right? Because CMAT is another examination where you have general awareness being asked. So which are the three states that observed their 50th year of formation? So they were formed on 21st of January 1972. Important, because see, 50th anniversary is important, right? So they might ask you these, right? So easy to remember. I mean, just remember MMT, Manipur, Meghalaya, and Tripura. You use MMT, right? Make my trip. So if you remember make my trip, that's a you can call it a sort of mnemonic to remember this. Okay, so these three states were Manipur, Meghalaya, and Tripura. So something from current affairs that you might be asked. Which of these nations have recently become the members of the new which have new members of New Development Bank? Which of these nations have recently become the new members of New Development Bank? Okay, we discussed this the other day that New Development Bank is basically for it is by your BRICS countries. Okay, and some of the countries have joined it. So Bangladesh and UAE have joined it. Right. So Bangladesh and UAE have joined, and you have this two more countries, Egypt and Uruguay. They have been shortlisted. Right? They have been nominated, and they will join soon. Okay, but Bangladesh and UAE have joined this. Because that was another thing that we discussed. Now, New Development Bank is by BRICS countries. So there were 5 members earlier, BRICS countries. Now these there are 7. There will be 2 more that will be added soon. Where is North Atlantic Treaty Organization's headquarters situated? Now again, this might appear to be a static question, right? This appears because it's a static question, but sometimes static questions have relevance to current affairs. You know what is happening in Ukraine, right? It has relevance to current affairs. So do read about. So we will also have a question on something on Ukraine as well. I put one question on that. So headquarters of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Where are the headquarters of this? So it's in Brussels, right? Belgium. Correct. So you got it right. All right. Let's see the next one. Which country holds the presidency of G20 in 2021-22? Again, important thing, important summit that was like G20 summit is held every year. Which country holds the presidency for 21 to 22? India, Indonesia, Italy, or Japan? Okay, so many of you are saying India. Actually, the answer is not India. Okay, the answer is not India. So you must have heard this, read this term Trioca or something like this. Trioca, right? So that means the current. So 21 to 22 is Indonesia. India will be from 22 to 23, and 2020 to 2021 was Italy. Okay, so that is a trioca. It means the current, the past, and the future one. Okay, so India will host in 2023. So India will have this presidency there. Currently, the presidency is with Indonesia. Okay, so from November, it is from November to November. So November 2021 to November 2022, it will be Indonesia that will have the presidency. India will get the presidency in November 22, and India will host the event in 23. Post that, it will go to some other country, right? So that is called a trioca. I mean, the three countries: the present country, the past country, right? Uh, and the future country, right? Yes, so Indonesia has changed their capital also. That also we discussed, Nusantara. Okay, so read this thing also, that they have new capital is Nusantara. Okay, that is the new capital. So maybe they might also ask such a thing. Okay, so currently Indonesia has it, right? Okay. Which of the following countries unveiled a new commemorative coin to mark Diwali 2021, celebrating the life and legacy of Indian independence leader Mahatma Gandhi? US, South Africa, Bangladesh, or United Kingdom? Which of these countries unveiled a new coin to mark Diwali 2020? New coin for Mahatma Gandhi in the name of yes, I'm saying US, UK. So US, what they did was they said that it will be a national holiday, right? They did not talk about this Mahatma Gandhi coin. I mean, the law was put up that it should be a national holiday on Diwali, but it was UK which created a new coin, right? So that was of £5. Okay, that's a £5 coin in name of Mahatma Gandhi on the occasion of Diwali 2020. What was the name of India's operation of evacuating its citizens from war-torn Afghanistan? Yeah, so US made Diwali a holiday. So what was the name of India's operation during that Afghanistan Taliban tussle? What was the name of that operation of evacuating its citizens from Afghanistan? Operation Surya Umid, Operation Rahat, Operation Devi Shakti, Operation Safed Sagar. What was the name of that operation? Okay, so these some sort of happenings that you should be aware of, right? So of course that was quite in news those days. So that is Operation Devi Shakti. Yeah, Operation Devi Shakti, to bring Indians from Afghanistan back. Okay. Last year also TISSNET asked a question on movies and those things, right? So the Serpent is a crime drama based on the real life story of which of these persons? So it was a series released on Netflix last year. Okay, so some of you might have watched it. I don't know how many of you have watched this. Right. So it is based on which of these criminals? Mohinder Singh Pandher, Charles Shobraj, Mohan Kumar, Raman Raghav. Has anyone watched this? The Serpent. Okay, so this appeared to be some out of the box question, isn't it? Okay, not watched. It's a crime drama and based on the life of Charles Shobraj. So Charles Shobraj was a French Indian, right? So he was known for, like, he was known as Bikini Killer. So he killed some expats in India in different places. like used to kill foreigners that used to some high profile. He was involved with some high profile murders. Okay, and later was sentenced to death. Right. So that was a series on Charles Shobraj. Maybe you might have heard his name, Charles Shobraj. Okay, so that was the answer to this. All right, so let's look at the next question. According to the Economist Intelligence Unit Worldwide Cost of Living Survey 2021, which is the most expensive city in the world to live in? Tel Aviv, Israel; Zurich, Switzerland; New York, US; Paris, France. The most expensive city in the world to live in. So this list was released, I think, a couple of months back, somewhere in December, November or December. This release list was released, and that's like if you have read about it, it's easy to remember. Also, you will not forget it. Which is the most expensive city in the world to live in? Yes, so as most of you answered it correctly, the right answer is Tel Aviv of Israel. Okay, rising prices, oil prices, and all those, right? So that has made this city the most expensive one. Okay. I think Zurich was number two. Zurich or Paris, one of them is number two and number three, respectively. These are among two and three. Of course, they will ask only for the first one. So Tel Aviv, Israel is the right answer. Okay. All right. So let's see the next question. Abul Hassan Bani Sadr, who passed away recently, was the first president of which country? So this we discussed when we had the last class, and I told you that obituaries are important. Okay, so we discussed this that day. He was the first president of which of these countries? Palestine, Egypt, Iran, or Syria? This thing we discussed, I mean, very recently we had this session, right? So he was the first president of Iran. Sometimes such kind of questions appear which appear to be uh, which seem that they are difficult ones, right? And this is one of those because most of the people wouldn't have studied this thing. So what I would recommend is, I mean, just Google search 2021 and Google search 2022, right? You search for this in the Wikipedia page. So I'll give you a hack to just go through some important global events. Just search Google search 2021. Okay, so it will give you a Wikipedia page. Go to that page, and maybe after August after onwards, you can just read these things, right? Where this elections happened, which person became some leader or some other important events, and then you have these obituaries also given there. Okay. All right. Which of these companies acquired Exide Life Insurance in rupees 6687 crore deal? Which of these companies acquired Exide Life Insurance? This was a major acquisition deal, right? It was a quite an expensive deal, right? So you should know these mergers and acquisitions when you talk about business awareness. So that is something that you should be knowing, right? Quite an expensive deal. So which of the companies acquired it? Okay, so most of you have read this. That is the right answer. That HDFC Life Insurance Company acquired Exide Life Insurance. So significant deal, almost $1 billion. Who was the winner of the International Booker Prize 2021? International Booker Prize 2021. Okay, so seems you have read this, right? So David Diop is the right answer. He's a French writer. Okay, and his was I think some novel name was uh, some night at night. I guess that is at night. Blood is black. We'll just check it. Something some similar to similar name of the book. Okay, some I remember some blood black or black blood night or something like that. So this is the name of the book. Okay, so David Diop is a French author. Okay. All right, next question. Which of these actors is the brand ambassador of cryptocurrency exchange firm CoinDCX? At night, all blood is black. At night, all blood is black, or black is blood. I mean something like that. Brand ambassador of CoinDCX. Now, CoinDCX, I mean, they do ask brand ambassadors. This year was popular about cryptos, right? It is also the first crypto unicorn. Also know that if they ask that which is the first crypto unicorn, unicorn, you know that $1 valuation is called a unicorn. Okay, that this question was asked in, I think in IFT, right? That is called a unicorn. So if a company is valued at $1 billion, that is called a unicorn, right? So that is of that is the first crypto unicorn. This is brand ambassador is Ayushman Khurrana, right? So first of all, they wanted to have Amitabh Bachchan, but at that time that was uh, I mean that was not a legal tender, so Amitabh Bachchan denied. So Ayushman Khurrana was brought in as the brand ambassador. Okay, Ranveer Singh is for the other one, which is Coins which Kuber. As per the world's best employers ranking 2021 released by Forbes, which firm topped the Indian firms under the ranking? Which was the best Indian firm? Okay, so the best, I mean, if you talk about the globally it was Samsung. Okay, and in India it was Reliance Industries Limited with the rank of 52. Okay, India Reliance was the first. Then these all four among the top four, right? Then ICSC was somewhere in 60s, right? Then similarly SDFC and HCL also in the, these were all in top 100 globally, and the best was Reliance. The rank was 52. Okay, of course they ask for the first one. Who cares about the second one? So first is Reliance Industries, and it is if they ask at the global level, the first one is Samsung. Okay, followed by I think some of the tech companies, right? IBM, Amazon, all those. Which team did India defeat in men's hockey at the Tokyo Olympics to clinch the bronze medal in the event? Indian hockey men's hockey team won medal after 1980. Okay, so which team did the defeat in the Olympics to clinch the bronze medal? So maybe you that time you might have watched that match and remembered it, but you should remember for the examination also. Okay, Belgium, Great Britain, Germany, or Netherlands? Yes, no, not Great Britain. Don't put the flag of Great Britain, right? It was Germany, right? India beat Germany by 5-4. So Belgium was the gold medal winner, right? Australia was the silver medal winner, and India was the bronze medalist, right? They beat this thing, Germany, right? And Belgium beat India in the semi-final. Belgium beat India in semi-final, and then they went on to win the final also. India beat Germany in the bronze medal match. Okay. All right. What was India's rank in the recently released Global Climate Change Performance Index? What was India's rank in this Global Climate Change Performance Index? The index was released recently. Okay, India's rank was 10. So in the previous year also it had 10 as the ranking. This year also they maintained the same rank. Okay. All right. So Harna Sandhu was crowned Miss Universe 2021. Of course, they won't ask you the name, right? They might ask you the venue. Where was the venue? Which country hosted this event? So the venue was Israel. Okay, the venue was Israel. Okay, so just give me a minute. There is some. Hey, is the buffering issue resolved? Is it still? Yeah, there was some network problem. It is still there, or has it resolved? Okay, now it's fine. So there was some like power cut, right? So sorry for that. Now it's, I think, resolved, right? All right. So this was the answer was Israel that we just discussed. Who is the president of Barbados? Now, why does Barbados hold importance? Right? We discussed it like recently that it became the republic on 30th November 2021. Okay, so a recently formed republic, it holds importance, right? You should know the leader, right? Because it is the first president. Of course, it became a republic, so it will have the first president of the country. Okay, so who is the president of Barbados? Okay, yes, Sandra Mason is the right answer. Okay, and you should also know, yes, it is the newest republic. And what is the capital of Barbados? That is Bridgetown. Okay, the capital is Bridgetown. Okay, the capital is Bridgetown, right? So they might ask you capital of these countries. So these are some important things, right? They might ask you about the countries which were recently in news. So they might ask the capital and maybe currency also. So do read about the currency as well. Who won the US Open 2021 men's singles? Daniil Medvedev, Alexander Zverev, Novak Djokovic, or Stefanos Tsitsipas. The winner of US Open 2021 men's singles. So US Open, maybe Australian Open might also be asked. And among the important sports, this is Grand Slams are important ones, right? So do you should know about these people, right? So Medvedev was the winner. Okay, I think he beat Djokovic or Zverev. I think Nadal won this time, and Medvedev was in the US Open 2021. Okay. All right, so I hope you are enjoying the quiz. So please do like the session. Which airport was recently named as Maharaja Agrasen International Airport? Which of these airports was recently named to Maharaja Agrasen International Airport? Shimla, Dhanbad, Hisar, or Gorakhpur? So this was Hisar in Haryana. Okay, so Hisar was renamed as Maharaja Agrasen International Airport. Which state government recently named industrialist and philanthropist Ratan Tata for its highest civilian award? Which of these state governments recently named Ratan Tata for its highest civilian award? This we recently discussed in the session that we had, right? So it is Assam. So the thing is called Assam Vaibhav, right? Like in Hindi, you call it Vaibhav. So Assam Vaibhav, that is the highest state honor, and that was awarded to Ratan Tata. Okay. Who was the flag bearer for India in the closing ceremony of Tokyo Olympics? Neeraj Chopra, Manpreet Singh, Ravi Dahiya, Bajrang Punia. Slightly unusual question, right? So it was Bajrang Punia. So in the opening, it was Manpreet Singh and Mary Kom in the opening, and in the closing ceremony, it was Bajrang Punia who was the flag bearer of the country. Which of the following conglomerates acquired DHFL for rupees 34,250 crore? Who acquired DHFL for this amount? Adani Group, Piramal Group, Aditya Birla Group, or Godrej Group? So it is among the one of the important mergers and acquisitions. So it was by the Piramal Group. Okay, that was by Piramal Group. So that this acquisition happened. Which state government renamed Kakori Khan to Kakori Train Action, as the word Khan denotes a sense of insult to this incident under India's independence struggle. So there was a famous thing which you must have read in yours when you were in school, that Kakori Khan. Now it is called Kakori train action. The name has been changed to Kakori train action because Kand is a negative word in Hindi. Kand is basically for let's say some like it's a sense of insulting thing, right? That's not in a positive way, right? That's in a negative way. But it was for like it is considered as a part of Indians independence struggle, so they did not want this to be named as such, so it was renamed by Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so Kakori is a place near Lucknow. Okay, so where there's these some freedom fighters, uh, uh, I think Chandrasekhar Azad, Ashfaqullah Khan, and there were some more people who were involved in this, right? So uh, they looted a train to buy weapons. Okay, so that was earlier it used to be called it used to be called Kakori Khan. Recently, it has been named to Kakori Train Action. Okay, so Shaleen is from that place. Nice. Magdalena Anderson is the first female prime minister of which country? Austria, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland. Okay, so you watched in Rang De Basanti, nice. Magdalena Anderson. We discussed it the other day as well, right? Among the new leaders. So she is the first female prime minister of Sweden, Swedish prime minister, appointed recently. Who was adjudged Time Magazine's Person of the Year for 2021? Elon Musk, Eric Yuan, Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin. Times Magazine's Person of the Year. I hope you know all these four people. Who is Eric Yuan? Yes, the answer is Elon Musk, right? Eric Yuan is that Zoom founder, right? So he was also given something like tech person of the year or kind of thing. But the main recognition is person of the year that was given to Elon Musk. In which city was a statue of Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto unveiled recently? If we discuss then this recently, so maybe in 2022 it might be, but Vladimir Putin would be for a negative sense, right? So they give to a positive for a positive thing. Okay. Ideally, they should not give to a person who initiates war. So this thing we discussed in the recent session that we had last week, right? The answer is Budapest, right? The capital of Hungary. So this statue of Bitcoin founder was unveiled there. Okay. Infosys became the fourth Indian firm to hit $100 billion market cap. Which of the following firms has not yet reached this milestone? So Infosys became the fourth company to hit this cap, reach this milestone. So which are the top three companies? This should be an easy one. HDFC Bank, Tata Consulting Services, Hindustan Lever, Reliance Industries. Which of these companies has not yet reached that milestone? Okay, interesting. Most of you are saying HDFC Bank. No, that is not the answer. The answer is Hindustan Unilever. Of course, you know that Reliance Industry is the biggest, right? Then Tata Consulting Services is the second. HDFC is the third one. HDFC is a very large bank, right? It is bigger than Hindustan Unilever must be around $70 billion or something, right? Infosys now it has come below 100, of course, the because of the slow in the economy, but it once hit it. Okay, So Unilever is not into the $100 billion company, right? So the answer is Hindustan Unilever. HDFC has more than 100 billion of uh, market cap. Which country will get world's first floating city by 2025? This is something we discussed recently. World's first floating city, right? So that is South Korea. It will be near Busan. Okay, so first floating city because of the reason of that will be a flood proof city. That construction is on, and hopefully by 2025 they get it. So something was uh, news. What is the currency of Ukraine? Ukraine. Okay, so Ukraine in news. Okay, so do read about the leader, right? The capital, the currency, etc. Indirectly, they might ask things related to Ukraine. Okay, because it's not that it just started. It was something that was going on for long. Okay, Russia-Ukraine tussle was going on for long. Now, finally, the war has begun. So the right answer is Rivnia. Okay, that is the currency of Ukraine. Okay, and capital is Kiev. Well, let's see the next question. Pandit Birju Maharaj, who passed away recently, was a renowned dancer of what form? Pandit Birju Maharaj, very famous. Which dance form? Kathakali, Odissi, Bharatnatyam, Kathak. Yes, Kathak is the right answer. He was a famous Kathak dancer. Okay. They won't ask about the war because war has just begun. Maybe, I mean, the tension was still there, right? So they might ask about that. So as I said, that NATO, right? They might ask you where is the headquarters of NATO located and all those things. Where did Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently lay the foundation stone of Major Dhyan Chand Sports University? Meerut, Gurugram, Hyderabad, Lucknow. Another thing that we discussed last week is from that Major Dhyan Chand Sports University. Okay, so the right answer is Meerut. Okay, Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. Who is the newly appointed Chief of the Indian Navy? Newly appointed Chief of Indian Navy. Recent appointments always important. So different answers. Right answer is Admiral R. Harikumar. Okay, he is the Chief of Indian Navy now. Emma Raducanu became the first singles qualifier in the Open era to win a Grand Slam title by winning which of these tournaments? This also we discussed, right? I told you what is when we discussed the had a session on sports. I told you that what is singles qualifier, right? What is a qualifier now and how they get into this, right? And Emma Raducanu was the uh, first player, not even in the so it was in the she was in the qualifier pool and still went on to win it. So she won the US Open, right? And she is from Great Britain. Which country became the first country to use Bitcoin as a legal tender? So again, this was something that was in news, uh, right? And we discussed this also in one of the sessions that when we discuss about some business and economy related news. So El Salvador is the first country to legalize Bitcoin. So they are accepting Bitcoin as their currency. I mean, they have dollar as a currency. They have also considering Bitcoin as a legal tender. At COP26, by which year has India promised to cut its carbon emissions to net zero? COP26 was held recently, and India has promised to cut its carbon emissions to zero. By which year India has promised this thing? 2070, 2060, 2050, or 2040? So that is by 2070. Okay, there are some developed countries that have said by they will reduce to zero by 2050, but our Prime Minister promised that India will do it by 2070. Right? So no carbon emission by 2070. Nipun Bharat program is an initiative of which ministry? So Nipun Bharat, we discussed that it was launched recently. It is by Ministry of Education, right? So that is National Institute of Proficiency in Reading and Understanding Numeracy. Okay, so it's a government scheme launched by Ministry of Education. So the objective is by 2026, 27, right? That all students should be able to have like they should understand basic like language and maths up to class 3, right? So all students should be able to understand this much of this they should have this level of literacy. Okay, so that is Nipun Bharat program. Let's see how successful it is. Omicron is which Greek alphabet? Now Omicron, right? Omicron was in news recently. Okay, like what is the so where it does it come from? So one one person was taking an interview. I mean, uh, was was taking this demo interview. He said that he used to work in this field, right? So I asked him that what is Omicron, right? Where do you get the name Omicron from? So you should know that it is this thing, your a Greek alphabet. So we had alpha, beta, delta, right? So we had initial variants, right? So like alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and so on. So delta was quite popular. So Omicron is the 15th Greek alphabet. And if they ask the variant number is B1.1.1529, right? That is the variant name. Okay, so if they ask that, what is the nomenclature? So that is the nomenclature, and that is the 15th Greek alphabet. Okay, yes, B1.1.529. Which of the following movies was India's submissions for the 94th Oscar Awards? Jai Bhim, Kuzangal, Shershah, Karnan. So last year this question was asked about the movie. At IPL auction, they won't ask. IPL auction is informal kind of thing. Okay, so the right answer is, most of you are saying Jai Bhim. That is not the answer. The right answer is Kuzangal. Okay, so it is a Tamil movie and it is translated to Pebbles in English, right, and sent for the Oscars. That was the Indian nomination, but yes, it did not get selected to the Oscars final list. Right, Kuzangal Pebbles, that's a Tamil movie, right? That was the Indians' entry. It was not selected to the finals. So thus far, only 3 Indian movies have been selected to the finals of Oscars. None of them have won it, right? So it was 1957. It was Mother India. Okay, then 1987 or 88, it was Salam Bombay. So just giving uh, let me see, static knowledge. And in 2001, it was Lagan. Okay, so these are the only 3 movies that have been nominated by Oscars. So India send this for Oscars, and I mean, uh, in the final list you have 5 movies that reach to the final, right? So these are the only 3 movies that have reached that final stage, right? So not nominated by Oscar, but yes, that was India's entry for it, right? Kuzangal, a Tamil movie, that is by the name of Pebbles. Okay. All right, so that was the questionnaire for the day, and I hope you found some valuable questions in them. Right, so let's see that if some of these questions hit up in the examination and you are able to do well in it. Right, so remember that there is no negative marking in the examination. Okay, and just make sure that you answer all the questions, and right, you have 30, 30, 40. So answer all the questions, give your best in the examination, and tomorrow at 5 p.m. we shall have the analysis on our channel, right? So 5 p.m. we'll do the analysis, then we will discuss the difficulty level and probably some of the questions if you remember from the exam from this, right? So Gully Boy was in 2019, right? It is asked for this year. So last year also there was a question that which was India's movie for this. Okay. All right. So thanks for attending this session. I hope you enjoyed the session. All the best for the examination. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, and we'll discuss the paper. So just reach the center on time. The examination is at 2 p.m. right? So try to reach by around 1:30. Okay, so that you are comfortable and there is no hassle there. Okay, and yeah, I'll be also writing the examination, so I'll be doing the analysis at 5 p.m. Okay, so all the best to everyone, and do join the analysis tomorrow at 5 p.m. with us. So thanks for watching this video. Have a great night. Goodbye.